Hello, happy Friday Eve. My name is Gina DeFord. I'm the founder of Babe Crafted. I'm going live today with Felicia Marshall of the Meat Suite and Terry Nelson of Terrie Images and Lily May Collection. We're going to be talking about creating a really successful brand shoot. So there are so many details that go into putting together a brand shoot. I mean, it's your wardrobe, it's choosing a photographer, location, I mean, all the above. So we are just going to give these ladies a moment to join us. Hello, everyone. Welcome. All right, we are adding Terry. Also going to add Felicia. Hope everyone is having a really fantastic day. Please feel free to introduce yourselves in the chat. Hi, Terry. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Doing wonderful. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I love your pretty braid.
Thank you so much. We said we need to
Absolutely.
just do our hair for the week so we don't have to touch it this week.
That's awesome. Yes.
Thank
I
you.
mean, with you running two businesses, and I know that you homeschool your girls, I'm sure that there's not a ton of extra time left
Oh,
over
yeah,
after all those things.
absolutely. We try to maximize our time as much as we can from meal prepping to, we just like, let's just do everybody's hair in the house so we can get this
Yes,
week rolling. But
that
yes,
is wonderful.
thank you so much for having Felicia and I. We are so excited.
Absolutely. I'm so excited too. So, for everyone tuning in, we're going to be going live with Terry, and then Felicia should be joining us any moment. Please feel free to tell us a little bit about yourself and your business in the chat. This way, we can, of course, customize the conversation to you. So, Terry, while we're giving Felicia a moment to join, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so I'm Terry. I'm with Terrie Images. We are a wedding and branding photographer. And we also have Lily May Collection, which is a rental gown company for wedding creatives. We just love the wedding industry so much. And we absolutely adore Felicia. So we just love working with other professionals. And we're just so excited to dive more into how me and Felicia are going to be working together and, how what we do individually is going to tie in to serve everybody else.
That is so phenomenal. I love that you have collaborated with Felicia several times in the past. I think that we're going to cover a lot of really exciting ground today, all around prepping for a brand shoot. Felicia, welcome. I'm not sure if you're having any connection issues because you're a little bit, I say a little bit frozen on our end. Okay, so we're going to give her a chance to rejoin. That just happens sometimes. There are some
Yeah.
days where we have great internet connections and some days where it just kind of gives us a run for our money. I'm going to go ahead and invite her to join again. Let's see here. Okay, so while we're giving Felicia a moment to come back in, which, oh my gosh, Felicia, thank you for your patience. Um, hey, welcome back. Tell us a little bit about yourself, Felicia. Terry has shared her intro.
So I am Felicia Marshall. I am of the Meat Suite. We are a meeting room located in Brandon, Florida, where our mission is a beautiful, relaxing space where small business owners, professionals, and creatives can grow, serve, and create. And I'm just happy here. I'm happy to talk about a session that we've been offering, and this is actually our third one that we offered. I want to say since we started maybe a year. I was telling Terry time just the
I
time
know.
using right now, but but we're really excited to be here. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
Absolutely. Thank you both so much for your time. This is so awesome to get to chat with you both at the same time. You both bring such a wealth of knowledge to the table. I mean, I know in the past you've been a wedding planner, Felicia, and for you, Terry, what were you up to before you became a photographer?
Oh my goodness. I'm like, what was I doing? We actually worked at a nonprofit organization in Brunswick, Georgia called Children in Action. So we worked with kids. My husband was more hands-on. He was a junior director, and I was more doing bookkeeping and keeping up with the finances for the nonprofit. So we definitely have made quite a switch when we moved to Florida. And then I actually started off taking photos for CIA, Children in Action Sports Club. I would take photos of the kids here and there. They would let me just practice as much as I could. Then I started doing family photos down in Brunswick, and then I went to one stout shoot. This is why we love stout shoots so much, and we just fell in love with the wedding industry, and the rest is history, right?
Yes, amazing. Okay, well, thank you so much for both of you for sharing a little bit of context about who you are, and the kind of business that you have. So what makes for a successful brand shoot? So, and of course, we're going to dive into the details of like, okay, here's how to really prepare, but what does it look like when a brand shoot goes off really well and that business owner is able to utilize these photos for their business fully?
Yes. So with Felicia and I, Felicia runs into a lot of different business professionals. So, and like you said, she has a history in planning already. She is a phenomenal planner. You know, like it is still there. So she definitely serves her clients well. And we love working alongside with Felicia with branding sessions because we know how important it is to plan to have a successful branding session. So we think that I have all these notes right here, but I don't want to bore you guys by reading directly off of it. But we definitely think that when you have a branding session, it's a great opportunity to kind of, elevate your brand as a whole, to kind of demonstrate what it is that you do and who you serve. But yes, so Felicia, would you like to talk a little bit more about it? She's phenomenal. We just love working with her so much.
This is a great opportunity. One, again, elevate your, express your brand, tell your brand story. And I've collaborated on these events because it's been, she does so much to the table. It's not just her sitting there snapping photos. She creates a whole story for you. She makes you feel comfortable. And that's a feedback that we have gotten back from everyone who has attended the branding session. And the opportunity to transform the space to reflect your brand. We've had people that are bakers, had
Yeah.
who are like in just different industries, or coaches who've come and taken part of branding sessions, and it's literally telling. I think that's part of what makes a good brand.
Yes. Thank you, Felicia.
Oh my goodness, you both are so sweet. I love how supportive you are of each other, and like you really lean on each other creatively, and that's so awesome to see it here and now, as well as on all the events that you collaborate together on. Okay, so I love that you said that a brand shoot, when it's successful, you're going to be able to tell your story. So these photos are our tool to connect with your dream clients, right? And when your shoot is done really well, your photos are going to be able to do that. You're going to become booked and busy. You're going to be, reaching and resonating with the right people. So let's talk about the details of what goes into a brand shoot. I mean, it's a lot of layers, right? So can we talk about some of the things that maybe clients that you've worked with are a little surprised that they need to think about or consider when prepping for a brand shoot?
Yes. I think the biggest thing for us, like I said too, like Felicia does a phenomenal job with planning. So I don't think that everything is considered when planning. So that's why it's so amazing what Felicia and I can do together and like let them know, because we work with so many professionals on how we can serve them, how we can help them plan. But one of the things that we've noticed people are kind of caught off guard is posing, because they feel kind of, awkward at first. They don't know how it's going to translate. So we definitely help them a lot with how to pose and what is the most flattering for every body type. And, what products and props, Felicia and I work really hard to make sure. She has so many great props at the Meet Suite. We make sure to include things that we know translate well over to social media. So there's a lot of details, like you said, that goes into thinking about branding sessions. We're thinking about the props, the posing, what's your favorite side? We're thinking about all of those details, maybe the coffee cup. Is this content for, hey, like we're out of office, or, how about it, just thinking of almost like we're thinking, ahead, like what kind of captions you can create or what you can put on your website and things like that. Right, Felicia?
Yes, we are. And another that we've on our, I think our second started doing is like a mini consultation to your branded shoot. So you can like literally sit over the phone or Zoom with me, and you can have everything. So there's like a little planning session that goes in, and a little mini mood board that's created so that your brand story will really be reflected in your photography session. And then you can get the most of the time that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Right on. I sometimes I was trying to type in the chat, raise your hand if you are thinking about getting a brand shoot on the calendar for yourself and your business. So it took me too long to type it out. Anyone who is thinking about getting, a brand shoot on the calendar, go ahead and comment below. We'd love to chat with you and support you as you make these plans. I love that you talked about posing. I mean, I feel like not everyone feels comfortable in front of the camera. I mean, I say not everyone. I think most people, that's a bit of a fear for them. And we're going to talk about props a little bit more too. But what tips would you have to share, ladies, for anyone who is like, what do I do when I get in front of the camera? How would you get them to feel confident about that?
I think having the conversation, like Felicia was saying, utilizing that consultation as soon as they book their ticket, reaching out to us so we can get that schedule and talking to them and reassuring them like, hey, this is what you can expect. We also send over like an email on what to expect, and we have it on the event ticket, what you can expect. If you just know your expectations, I feel like you know what you're walking into and you kind of prep a little bit better mentally also. So we help, with taking on the posing and just talking to them, they need the reassurance, because even I'm a photographer, but even I get uncomfortable behind the camera. I'm like, okay, are we almost done? Or I'm like, can I see the photo? So we definitely try to make sure that we're reassuring them before they come in for the branding session, and even during the session and after the session. So we're constantly, communicating with each person that comes in just to make sure they feel good about how the whole process is going.
Right on. And so we have a comment from Tara of Tara Gibson Interiors. So Tara is an interior designer. She said that a brand shoot is on her list for this year. So are there any poses that you could recommend for someone like Tara in the interior design space? And then Felicia, are there any props that you'd recommend for Tara who, that could be relevant to her industry to communicate that story?
Yes. So I can go ahead and answer the props question, especially if you're in interior design. You can bring in like your color palette, material sample, so many things that you can do. You want to show like your behind the scenes, like what do you do on a daily basis? How do you design? Bringing in any of those elements would be great, because everybody wants to be curious to see, what's really going on behind the scenes. Those textiles, it makes really great for text flat lay. So just kind of going in that direction. Anything with your brand, business cards, bringing marketing material that you may have. If there's like a particular where that has your company name, bring that. You come with it, do something serious. It's depending on what you desire for your brand.
Yes. And Felicia does, like you said earlier, Gina, that she has a background in wedding planning and wedding design. And honestly, guys, Felicia mentored me with wedding planning and design also. So we just really do have, that's in there, that design element. So we're able to serve clients that are, especially in the creative business, like those who do interior design, and the space is well thought out at the Meet Suite. So every single, like, we will move around a lot throughout the space to use like whatever is available at the Meet Suite. She has so many spaces that can communicate with your clients about you planning. Maybe that's for your consultation, like she was saying, or using the color palette. That also plays into our posing. So usually our posing is happening on site, and then we talk a little bit about that in consultation. So, we feel like we have the dream team here to serve clients well, especially for a very, very great price for those startup businesses or businesses who truly need that content, as soon as possible.
And with posing, because I get to sit watching, I'm still learning and taking notes here from Terrie, because like posing does not fit all. So there are different and maybe Terrie, can you give us like one the poses like me,
Oh my gosh, yes, absolutely. And hey, Ashley, I see Ashley's on here. We think that, we try to think of like your arm. So one of the things, you can't see my arm here, but one of the things that we try to be intentional about, like with arm posing, is we won't allow your arm to be pressed up against your body because it just spreads out your skin. And I noticed, like, for me too, I'm like, oh my gosh, were they not thinking about my arms when I was taking these photos? So we will literally walk up to you and adjust your arms. or we'll adjust your hands to look more natural, or move you over. I always laugh and say, like, I don't have much of a chin, so I don't like to pose, like this, like laughing and stuff. I might, bring my neck out, or my hand might be here, or I might be laughing to the side. So, we try to think of everything, like from moving your face over so we can see more of your, profile, or picking your arm up so you don't feel like it's just your skin and stuff is spreading, or having you face like, belly facing right at the camera when maybe you need to turn a certain way to kind of, you know, just kind of like eliminate the feeling of like, I feel so exposed. And I think every single woman has like what I guess insecurities, right? There's things that we each may not feel that comfortable, with about our body, and that's totally okay. That's why we feel like we do such a great job serving clients well with posing, is because we think of everything, and we're aware that I am a mom to two girls, I have stretch marks, and sometimes I feel like my tummy is a little poked out, and I'm like, hey, I am very particular about who takes my photos. I'm like, this is not a photo I wanted. We know how important it is to feel good and to feel like you love your photos, so we definitely think of all of those things. We literally walk around. Felicia has seen us. We'll walk around, we'll say, hey, is it okay if we're on you? Because we're going to be all in your business. We'll walk around and adjust every single thing just to make sure that the photo looks good. And we'll also share the photo, like as we're taking photos, like, hey, how you feel? And so far, our clients are always happy with how they look in their photos. And if they don't, I say, hey, you tell me. And we'll also talk about this beforehand. Hey, I don't like my arms, can you think of that? I'll say, absolutely, because we're here to serve them. So yes, Felicia and Gina, we definitely do try to think of, how to be intentional with posing, and to think of everyone, because, everybody's not a size 0, or a size 2, so we have to think of, not that there's something wrong with the size 2s, but we just have to think of how to serve every client that walks in that door.
Absolutely. And oh my gosh, like there are so many things that both of you shared. I'm like trying to keep track of all the like mic drop moments that you've already shared in my head. And oh my gosh. So you're right. I mean, we are all different sizes, but the thing that we have in common is we want these photos to work well for us. We want to feel beautiful and feel confident, and go from feeling exposed, like you said, Terrie, to feeling seen, where it's a good thing to have that spotlight on you. It's a good thing to have that camera on you. I love the examples of some poses that you shared, Terrie. Earlier, you mentioned flat lays, Felicia. Like that's another type of photo that you're going to want from your branding session. Of course, you want those lovely headshots, those lovely, like, here's me working photos. And then you also want some photos of flat lays. So can you ladies talk about like some of the benefits of flat lays? I mean, because when we think of props, we think of like, yeah, holding a mug or holding a notebook, but how else can those props work for us?
I about to say, me and Felicia are trying to be intentional, also making sure that we're giving each other time to talk. I will say, and Felicia is, if you go over to Felicia's Instagram, you can see, how her profile looks. There's things that, kind of fill in the space, so I feel like they're great for filler, photos, and also just keeping their brand consistent and those colors consistent. And I feel like Felicia is just really great about having those things lined up for me, so I can go ahead and come in and just start playing with things and moving it around. And she'll help me also with getting it organized. But I really think it's great for, just like I was saying, filler photos. But what do you think, Felicia?
I say the same thing. It's great for photos. And one, Terrie is the queen of flat lays, because like when we did a workshop, and so she actually increased my knowledge. That's why tables here at the Meat Suite to have a nice for your flat. I just think like you can do so many different things in the industry that you have. Like again, that filler photo, it'll be good for like your product. Like if you're a business, I mean, you can do so many creative things with flat lays. And even if you're a service-based business, just showing like, again, material or swag, you can incorporate that. So that's just another tip for the flat lays, but it's always a good thing to not just pictures, also pictures of what you do.
Yes, showing
Yes.
that process.
Absolutely. You're right. I mean, because if you think about where these photos are going to be showcased, I mean, it's your Instagram feed, it's your newsletter, it's your blog, it's your website. So you need a really good range of types of photos. You know, they can't all just be, you know, a vertical you smiling with a mug, because I mean there's just not, I mean there's a lot of ways you can use that, but it's not going to cover all the types of content you're going to need to you know, communicate with these images. Awesome. Okay, so we've talked about props, we've talked about poses, we've talked about, you know, some things that, you know, having a really great team around you can help you accomplish. I mean, your photographer, the venue. So, what are some things that, you know, someone should look for when they're choosing a venue for their brand shoot, when they're choosing a photographer for their brand shoot?
I feel like
Excuse
with
me.
oh no, of course. I feel like with locations, it's really important, to make sure it's aligning with the vision that you have in mind. So for example, if someone wanted, they always work outdoors, maybe they want to have something indoors and outdoors, or if they want something very professional and clean, like the meat suite, you know, you want to probably take advantage of this opportunity because the space is so clean and neutral and minimal, where you're able to kind of maximize, because really less is more. Even though Felicia has so many spaces in the meat suite, they're not like cluttered, and I feel like that's very important for locations. And sometimes I feel like clients are not thinking of that because, they just might see a location and go, oh, this is so beautiful. This is so beautiful. We definitely love the meat suite because not only is it a beautiful and intentional space, throughout every corner. I will go there, just to take a breather because it's just so calm. So, but it's not cluttered. And I think that's really important for a location. But I'll let Felicia talk a little bit more about how intentional she is with the way that she has the meat suite set up,
So
because it's perfect for photos for sure.
very. So what I was like when you're looking to have that brand shoot, it has to really, it really needs to match what you're doing. Like if you're in construction, you may probably want to be out, depending upon what you're doing. And so like what we offer here at the, we have Chris. So they're, like I said, great for flat lays. Also have shelves that you can easily your own little brand, and you to have the room match that person's brand, because way the it's really a neutral backdrop, and so you can bring, if you have a bright palette, a light palette, it can work in either way. And then like anything in here you can use, so you can move anything around, and you can, for your photo shoot, just actually return it. And then we also have like a, or if you want to do hair and makeup, or if you want to change the area, where you can do that as well. So you can utilize the whole, all the furniture. We have extra chairs on the side, and they're intentionally so people can use for their brand shoot.
Yeah, so we love moving around things for sessions because we can be a little bit more intentional. So we definitely are super excited about being back at the meat suite.
Yes. Excuse me. So sorry about that. So you ladies have touched a couple of times on a collaboration that you're hosting at the Meat Suite soon. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? So for anyone who's tuning in who A, has it on their list that they want to do a brand shoot, and then B, is available for this time and wants to, instead of DIYing all of it themselves, they can tap into this upcoming event and make it, really easy on themselves. Go ahead and tell us a little bit about that.
I'll let you go ahead and start, Felicia. You
Yes,
can start talking about it.
August 15th, we actually have people. You'll be able to come to the museum. You'll pick a minute slot time this time around, and you'll be able to get, I want to say, I'll go down the list of you'll receive, but you'll get, it's a collaboration between the photographer and you. It includes the utilization of space, and then you also have me here. We pretty much do everything for you. You just have to kind of show up and bring the items that you need for your branded shoot.
Yes.
Like I said, this is our third time, and we've had some really good process in the past. And when people come, like they may come nervous, but they're really very
Yes.
because it's a pleasant experience that you'll receive.
Yes. And I love the option that is available of picking the time slot that works best for you. So yes, we want to see you guys. It's going to be August 14th. It falls on a Sunday. We were very intentional about selecting a date that works for everyone's schedule. And you can just select the time that works best for you. And like Felicia was saying too, in the link, there's a list of everything that's included, like from the props to how many images you'll receive to being able to bring in multiple outfits. So all of those things are listed within on both of our links on both of our profiles.
Perfect. Okay, so for more info, visit at the Meet Suite or at Terrie Images, and you can snag your time slot and your ticket. So whether you're starting from you have no brand photos, or maybe you have some but they're feeling a little dated, are there any final like tips that you'd love to share for someone who is looking to get a brand shoot booked?
We think we definitely utilize our resources. I know that Felicia and I both have some resources on our blog post, like on our website, in our blogs, about how the space can be used and how you can even use the space for co-working and anything like that. And then we have a lot of resources on our Pinterest about like putting the outfit together. We have outfits that are already put together for inspiration. We have so many things like how to maximize your branding session, and even we have a shared blog post available on both of our websites that kind of talks about like how to use Canva, or things that you can just really kind of look forward to before you come to our session, things that you can use for inspiration or prepping or even after the session together. So yes, use our resources, look on both of our websites, and both look through our Instagrams also, so you can see kind of how you want to, utilize the space as far as the layout, because there's so many layouts that Felicia offers. We will be moving and grooving that day for you guys. So we're super excited. We cannot wait to serve you guys. We think you should definitely hop on this opportunity because I know our regular rates, we're definitely just doing a special with the Meet Suite. And she is also, because like she said, you're getting two things, you get a photographer and a location, as and more, from prepping and everything else. Thank you, Amaria. So yeah, we're super excited.
So wonderful. Well, I mean, something that's really fantastic about this event, and then the resources that you shared on your blog and your website, is that it's really one-stop shop. So you've got wardrobe tips and ideas, you've got posing and props tips and ideas, you have the photographer in place, you have the venue in place, and then you have live support on the day of to make sure that you get the best possible images and that you feel great and comfortable throughout. I mean, that sounds pretty incredible. I can't wait to publish the replay for today's Lunch and Learn to our IG feed. And then, of course, just to make it really easy, I'll also include a link to your event in my bio for the day. So for anyone who's interested and caught it live, they can go to your profiles and follow you, and then they can also go to our link tree and snag that link and sign up. You ladies are amazing. Thank you so much for your time and all of your tips that you shared today.
Thank you. Thank you for having us, Gina.
Absolutely. You're both incredible. Looking forward to more business owners having brand photos that they're proud of.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Follow Felicia and Terrie. Whew.